Skillet chicken stroganoff is just what you need on a busy weeknight. It is delicious, it's creamy, it's comforting, it's so flavorful, very quick and easy to put together. And if you want to serve this with some boiled egg noodles and call it dinner, you will get my stamp of approval because it really is that delicious. I'm going to start off with some olive oil in a large skillet. What I am using is some chicken breast, and I've just cut it into these little thin pieces just like that. You can really just use anything that's on sale. You can do this with boneless, skinless chicken thighs if you wanted to. You could even do this with a pork chop, okay? Whatever is looking good at the grocery store is what you need to be using. I'm gonna toss that with a little bit of flour. It's gonna give your chicken a nice little coating, and also it's going to help thicken your sauce. And it's just, you know, it's one of those things that I think most everyone enjoys, kids included. It does have mushrooms in it. You can easily just pick those out if they're not mushroom lovers. But like I said, it's creamy, it's delicious. Put it over egg noodles, hard to resist, okay? I'm just giving that a quick little toss. And when my oil is ready, I'm gonna probably do 2 batches so that it doesn't overcrowd the pan and get it seared so that it, like I said, creates a nice little crust and sears it. Get that chicken in. It's always nice to let your chicken just sort of sit first a minute because then the flour really adheres and you won't get any burnt flour anywhere, which can be quite bitter. So I'm just gonna do this in one layer because I want to create some color and texture. I don't want to steam the chicken. Woo! I lost a piece. And once it's where I want it, I'm gonna just remove it to a plate. Chicken is out in that same skillet. There's like maybe a couple teaspoons of oil in there remaining. I got some of it out just because I didn't want it to be too oily because I want my fat to come from butter. I just feel like it just feels right in here, you know? So now to this, I'm gonna add an onion that I have finely chopped. And I'm using Cremini mushrooms here. I also I just realized, need a wooden spoon. I'm using Cremini and I've kind of sliced them pretty thick. You can also just cut them in half if they're quite small. A stroganoff is meant to have like a good ratio of your protein to mushroom. A mushroom is not just a little flavor in this. It's certainly not a decoration. So you want it to be pretty abundant and you want the mushrooms to be, they're here. You know what I mean? They're a real important component of this recipe. And I know everyone tells you not to season mushrooms because it's going to draw out the liquid and they're not going to brown. But you know what I say to that? I say hush hush, because guess what? They're going to draw out moisture regardless. And this just helps them get there faster. And then once the moisture is out, it's going to evaporate. We're going to cook it out anyway. So I'm just going to keep an eye on them. This will take about 10 minutes for them to look how I want them to look. And then from that point on, the sauce comes together really quickly. I think searing the chicken and cooking this part down is like the most time consuming part of this whole thing, but worth it. These look gorgeous. It actually ended up taking less time than I thought. It took about 5 minutes. I'm gonna add my garlic. The garlic only needs to cook like 30 seconds. You wanna get rid of any of that raw garlic flavor. Get that in there. It already smells so good. Like I could eat this as a side dish very happily. Add a little bit of parsley to that, a little black pepper, and it would be great as a side to like roast chicken, a steak on top of a steak. You know, maybe you can deglaze this with a little brandy. Thinking of a recipe in my head as we're going through it. It smells so good. I'm gonna give it a few more seconds because I can still smell the pungent garlic and I want that to kind of subside a bit, you know, not be so strong. Adding my stock. It looks like it's a lot, but I'm gonna let this reduce a bit. And then when we add our chicken and our last final ingredients, which are not many, but they're important ones, then it's just gonna be like really, really luscious. In the meantime, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna chop up some fresh parsley. I'm also gonna grab some Dijon mustard and some sour cream. Yes, you heard that correctly. Both very important things here. And get them ready. And then once this starts to reduce just a little bit, we'll add the chicken back in. I don't want to overcook my chicken because it's already almost fully cooked through. So it's just going to need like 2 or 3 minutes in the sauce. And then we'll kind of all finish it off together. You'll see. That looks gorgeous and glorious. Now to this, you're gonna have to add some sour cream. A nice dollop of sour cream and a little bit of Dijon mustard, okay? Not much, but you need it. Once we get that all mixed in, I'm gonna go ahead and add the chicken back in. Do that now. Get that all in the pool. Let it all cook together. This is just gonna take, like I said, a couple of minutes because the chicken's already cooked through. You kind of just want it to marry with all those flavors. I've got lots of parsley chopped. I'm gonna add that in there so it has a chance to cook all together. It's already making my mouth water. Look at how glorious that sauce is. This is begging, okay, for buttered egg noodles alongside and maybe like a little broccolini, okay, a string bean, a canned string bean, I don't really care, some microwavable peas, something as easy as that. But trust me when I tell you that sauce needs a bed because it's so luscious and luxurious and delicious and velvety and like incredible. It needs it. So give it another minute and that's done. Gotta go ahead and just take that off the heat and that is done. Look at this. Look at this. It's just creamy, it's delicious. It smells so sensational. The chicken is perfectly cooked. We didn't overcook it. I don't want to take a full bite because it's a big piece, you know what I mean? But I do want a piece of the chicken and a piece of the mushroom in that sauce. Ooh, it's dripping. It's just so delicious. It would be like so sad if you didn't make this for dinner ASAP. Go to laurainthekitchen.com for the written recipe. Hope you enjoy spending time with me and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.